Okay, guys. So I had this idea. A lot of times, I've been playing PUBG, been noticing doing really tactically dumb things. I'm talking about myself, doing stuff that's really stupid. You don't think about it because it's sort of in a video game and it's separate from you. Anyway, I keep seeing these opportunities to maybe utilize a little bit of real-world tactics in this game, which A, seems kind of fun to me, and B, I think it might actually work a little bit. I don't know, but I'd like to try it. And anyway, so making a series of these videos on sort of like battle drills and stuff from the real world that I think might translate a little bit. It'd be fun to do. So the first one we're doing today was inspired by this match that we had where we're running up on this joint, and what happens is the first guy to the door takes contact right at the door. He's like shooting people through the door, sort of bouncing in and out, back and forth. And I brilliantly, instead of running up and, you know, stacking or doing anything halfway intelligent, I just run right through the doorway into the room, get killed. Number one guy actually then runs in, gets himself killed. Third guy runs in. Fourth guy still isn't up to the door, takes a few seconds, gets up to the door, and gets shot by one of the other guys that had jumped out from the inside. Here's a real quick little 3D animation of what happened in the scenario I just described. Right, this is what we did poorly. Orange man there is going to be number one, so he's the first guy to the door throughout the rest of the video. He's one man. Blue guy is two man because it rhymes with blue man, and you'll see one guy is engaging, sort of bouncing back and forth, peeking around the door, and then blue just comes running in right into the middle, not knowing that there's a guy on the left side of the doorway as well as the guy to the right that one man is engaging. So I think there might be a better way to do this than that. What we're going to look at today is really basic four-man room clear. This room clear isn't something that I think we're going to be able to like pull off all the time in PUBG for a couple of reasons. One, we're usually just sprinting around like mad trying to loot, right? It's not like all four of us are ever close enough, usually anyway, to make this happen. But I think there are a couple scenarios in which it might happen. One, sort of toward the end game, it's not uncommon to have a building that you have to assault. You've got another team holed up in there, you're not sure how many people, but you know, you've heard shots coming from it, pretty sure there's guys in there. That's one scenario. The other is when we're, you know, sprinting around looting, you hear footsteps inside a building, or you start taking fire from inside a building, so you know that you've got contact inside a particular building. And what I would suggest as a way to get this stack to start to happen is something like this. The first guy that takes contact, right, he hears steps inside or sees someone or gets shot at or whatever. He reports the contact, right, contact in my building. Whoever's calling it, our group, we play with like a rotating, somebody sort of makes decisions so that we don't all have to debate decisions during a game. So if you do that, you know, whoever's calling it or somebody's going to decide whether or not we're assaulting the building. Because you could just leave. If you don't need that building, you might just leave. But that's not fun. We want to shoot people. So the decision's going to be made to assault. Now, as soon as that decision's made, everybody else, their first priority is to get up in the stack behind one man. Now, he needs to know how many people are with him if he decides to go before there are all four there. Real quick, the easiest way to do this is going to be when the second man gets in the stack, he's going to call out two up. Alright, we're going to assume that one's already there, so he doesn't have to say anything. When the third man gets there, he calls three up, fourth man, four up. Now one man has a decision to make. After we're stacked up and he's deciding to go, he's going to either frag the room or he's going to breach. Okay, if he's fragging it, he needs to call out fragging. Reason being, we don't want everyone to run into a room into which he has just thrown a frag grenade, right? If he throws the frag grenade, if he says fragging, when the grenade goes off, that's the go. Everyone goes. He doesn't have to then say anything, right? It's fragging, grenade in the room, boom, everybody goes. If he's not going to frag, doesn't have one, he's going to say breaching, and then everybody goes. Everyone just flows in right behind him. This is kind of where the magic happens. Also the death. So when we make entry here, the first man is always right. I don't mean he always goes to the right, I mean that he's always correct. Whichever way he decides to go is the correct way. Everyone else is just going to alternate. So in this scenario, he goes to the right. Basically, wherever one man goes, two man goes the other way. One man goes right here, two man goes left, three man comes in and goes right, but sort of looks to the center, and 4 comes into the left. And you'll see that they settle on their corners. There are 5 rules to room clearing. The first one is get through the door. That's because the doorway here is referred to as the fatal funnel. Because everybody who comes through that doorway is in exactly the same spot for everybody inside the room to shoot at. So the longer you hang out right there, the more dead you get. So, first rule, overflow the funnel, get through the door. Right. The next rule is clear your near corner first. So, the first man that comes through, whichever way he goes, that corner is his first responsibility. So if we look at sort of the first person's perspective on that one man, as he comes around that corner, even as he sees a contact, he's going to clear his near corner first. He knows he's got other guys coming in behind him, right? And in the world of PUBG, you can always be revived. He's going to clear his near corner. Here, since he's turned right, that right corner is his corner to clear. That's his job first, okay? 2-man, as he comes through, does the same thing on the left side, right? Because 1 man went right, 2 man's going left, and his corner is right there on the left. He's got to clear that near corner first, okay? This changes with 3 and 4 because they don't have a near corner, right? They have 1 man and 2 man in the way. So they're looking to the center and then out, and we'll look at that in just a second. Next rule is run your wall. So you come through the fatal funnel, right? You get through the door, you clear your near corner. The next thing you're doing is running along your wall. Basically, circle strafing, right? We're moving down the wall and shooting at things as we move. If you look at that again from the opponent's view here, when 1 man comes through, what is he doing? He's not even shooting me, right? He's clearing his near corner. He's probably still going to be trying to track 1 man. As 2 and 3 enter, he's got a lot to deal with. As 4 gets in, now it's, death by indecision. So it's important that 1 man keeps moving down his wall and 2 man keep moving, right? Run your wall. In that finished position, by the way, 1 and 2 man's positions, those are called points of domination of the room, and that changes based on the room shape and all kinds of stuff. But for right now, we're dealing with the simplest room ever. Next rule is collapse your sector. What this means is that where your field of fire, that's your sector, right? The area where you can effectively engage is in front of you. You can't fight things to the side and behind you very well. So as 1 and 2 man come in here, you see the sectors. Their sectors are hard right and hard left, right? Clearing their near corners. As 3 and 4 come in, they're looking toward the center of the room and then scanning toward their nearest teammate on their side of the door. So 4 scans toward 2, stopping short of actually pointing the gun at him. 3 scans toward 1, same deal. Last rule is communicate your way out of the room, right? So the same way that when we got stacked up, we went 2 up, 3 up, 4 up to let the first guy know when we're ready to go. We need to communicate our way out of the room as well. If we're all clear in here, everything's done, then we're going to exit the room, and that's where we're probably going to stop this video. I might make another one on exiting. There are rules about who exits first. If we wanted to do it really easily, the closest guy to the door can go out first. Just be aware that, especially if there's a hallway out here, if this isn't just, a shack in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have to retake that hallway, just as if it's another room, in order to move down the hall. I think in the next video I'll probably talk about doing a 3-man clear with the 4th man pulling security outside the room. That way you don't have to actively retake your hallway. You just stack up and move on down the hall. Okay, thanks guys. If you think this is useful, like and subscribe. People always say that, so I assume that's a thing that that you do. Okay, thanks guys. See you next time. Contact 140 up on the hill. Near the
Behind
top.
us?
The sideways.
Copy.
Two up.
D1.
Building.
By the fence, by the fence.
Of course, can't shoot through this fence. That's such bullshit.
1 dead.
Got him.
Got him.